everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you with the most epic commanders of all time with some of the most epic spells. And of course, there is a card list link in the description below in case you're interested in all of the cards on this episode, or any of the cards I should say. All that said, let's jump into them. First up, when it comes to epic spells and commanders that use them, well, let's talk about the most epic of epic spells, Eternal Dominion. Yeah, on this episode, we're going to talk through the epic spells as well as the new paradigms that we got, but Eternal Dominion is like the OG amazing giant spell. Sorcery for 10 mana in blue, 10! Search target opponent's library for an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card. Put that card on the play under your control. The player shuffles their library, owned, by the way, epic, which means for the rest of the game, you can't play any spells at all. Beginning of each of your upkeeps, you copy it except for its epic ability. Choose your targets for the copy. Yeah, basically, this is the only thing you get to do for the rest of the game, and it's absolutely incredible. And that being said, again, when I say like the only thing you can do, that's where certain commanders really can take advantage of it, though. I mean, first of all, Zevlor loves this card. A 4/2 with haste, pay 2 tap. When your next instant or sorcery spell targets a single opponent or a single permanent opponent controls this turn, for each other opponent, or you choose that player or opponent they control, copy it, and copy. Basically what this does, okay, to really summarize it, is say, okay, instead of getting one of those giant epic spells, I get 3. And all of a sudden, I'm getting 3 all the time. I'm getting so much extra value. I'm stealing all the things from my opponent's libraries. Their best things are now mine. I am just absolutely dominating them. It's a lot of fun. In another way, though, we've got, well, Errant Street Artist, a 0/3 human rogue with Flash Defender and haste for a single blue mana. Pay 2 tap, copy target spell you control that wasn't cast, choose targets to the copy. Again, you aren't casting those copies, so you are making those copies of, well, your giant epic Eternal Dominion spell, and now you get a secondary one every single turn. Uyo can say, you know what, let's take that to a different level, though. A 4/4 Moonfolk Wizard with flying, pay 2, return 2 lands you control back to those hands. Copy target in sorcery spell, choose your targets for the copy, be able to copy them again and again and again and again, and getting all the epics all the time, doing crazy things. Yeah, this is such a fun card, such a unique card, such a giant card, and again, those epic commanders can utilize this epic spell. Next up, though, let's talk about a card that's just absolutely lighting the Magic world on fire right now, Improvisation Capstone. Improvisation Capstone is such a cool card. This one utilizes Paradigm, though, not Epic, which is very similar, but kind of the same thing. A lesson for 7 mana in red. Exile cards at the top of your library into exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost. And it's got Paradigm, meaning that you go, okay, let's just cast this spell. We exile it then. After our first resolve of a spell of this name, we can cast a copy of it from exile at paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of our first main phases. Basically, epic without the downside. We get to keep casting this on each of our turns, but we're not restricted to not casting other things. So kind of like a fixed epic in a way. So with this one, we can utilize some amazing commanders that absolutely love this. I mean, Prosper loves it. A 1/4 Tiefling Warlock for 4 mana, and Rakdos Death Touch at the beginning of your end step, exile a top card of your library. So next turn you can play it, basically Impulse Draw. And whenever you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. So now, this spell that you play, the Payton's giving you free spells, basically, is now also giving you treasure tokens. Faldorn, Dreadwolf Herald, also loves these spells. A 3/3 human druid for 3 mana in Gruul. Cast a spell from exile, or land enters from battlefield from exile. You can make a 2/2 wolf. Pay 1, tap, discard a card, exile top library, play it this turn. Yeah, being able to go, okay, hey, every single time I do that now, I get a 2/2, which obviously I've got other ways to pump them, other ways to take advantage of that as well. Or how about Lorehold, the historian, just loves giant spells. A 5/5 Elder Dragon flying in haste for 5 mana in Boros. Each in source card in your hand has Miracle 2. Give each opponent's upkeep and discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Again, Miracle that off the top of your library. Play it for just 2 mana, and all of a sudden getting a bunch of things with mana value 4 or greater for free every single one of your turns. Yeah, Improvisation Capstone is such a fun card, such a unique card, and again, a lot of epic commanders can utilize it very effectively. Let's talk about the next most popular paradigm out there right now with Decorum Dissertation. A sorcery for 5 mana in black. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Basically, Sign in Blood again and again and again, and this is such a solid card. One that can be utilized again to either target yourself most of the time, and drawing those cards, losing some life, who cares? Life in Commander, it's fine. Actually, there's certain commanders out there that want to lose life. We'll talk about those here in a little bit. Or, again, can actually be turned on an opponent and can be game-ending for them. How about Rowan, Sign of War? A 4-2 menacing human wizard for 3 mana and Rakdos. Tap spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less cast for X is the amount of life you lost this turn, only sorcery speed. Yeah, losing life is actually a good thing. Again, guaranteed life loss means that you're getting guaranteed cost reduction for this, and guaranteed card draw is amazing. How about Shield of the Apocalypse? I mean, a 4-5 Phyrexian Praetor Death Touch for 4 mana in black. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Cool. All right, so actually, if I target myself, now I lose 2 from my spell, but I gain 4 from drawing the card, so I'm up 2 cards and up 2 life. Good for me. Or how about, hey, when an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Now, if we target them with that, sure, they draw the 2 cards, but they are literally losing 2 from the spell and 4 from the cards they're drawing, so losing 6 life in total. Absolutely brutal. And how about a Loro, Ageless Ascetic? Again, literally just canceling out that life loss, basically. Beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Cool, whenever you gain life, you can pay 1. If you do draw a card, you don't lose 1 life. Beginning of your upkeep, if Loro's the command zone, you gain 2 life. Again, being in the command zone, you just gain life. It is negating that effect, essentially. So, yeah, Decorum Dissertation, such a solid card, such an amazing card, and a lot of amazing epic commanders can utilize this paradigm. Let's switch back to an epic card, though, with Enduring Ideal. A source for 7 mana in white, search life for an enchantment card, put it into play, then shuffle your library, and it's, of course, got epic. This is a card that essentially says, hey, yeah, let's just tutor up our best enchantments and utilize them to great effect. Go Shintai of Life's Origin can absolutely love this card. One that can bring back enchantment cards from your graveyard back to the battlefield, so if anything gets dealt with, you can bring them back. That being said, also, hey, whenever another non-token shrine enters battlefield control, you make a 1/1 shrine. Again, the more shrines you have in play, the better they all get, and they can absolutely dominate once you have a crucial amount of shrines, and tutoring out the best ones is so good. Joda Archmage Eternal can be a lot of fun with an enchantment build around it. You can just pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana for spells you cast, so cast some big spells, but also, yeah, when you need to, just go, okay, yeah, sure, giant epic spell, we're going right now. Marina Vendrell is also a Wooburg commander that has all the best enchantments, and also ones that can, well, focus on rooms too. Enters really top 7 cards of your library, put all enchantment cards from among them in your hand, the rest of your library in random order. Tap, lock or unlock a door of target room you control, activate only as a sorcery. So yeah, your amazing epic spell Enduring Ideal can go get those amazing rooms. You can unlock them as well. Such a fun card, such a unique card, one that is absolutely epic, and one that can really turn those enchantment decks into heavy hitters. Now let's move back to the next most popular paradigm with Germination Practicum. A lesson for 5 mana in green. Put 2 counters on each creature you control. Very simple, very effective. Continuously grow your creatures again and again and again and again and again. What's not to love about that? Shrufus loves it. A 1/1 sapling with trample for 3 mana. By the way, whenever a sapling you control deals combat to a player, you make that many saplings. Basically, the harder your saplings hit, the more saplings you make. And of course, with this spell, you keep getting more and more counters on them and keep growing them to make more and more and more saplings. You see where this is going. Kelm the Kid loves these spells. A 3/3 flying lifelink Human Fairy Rogue for 3 mana in Bant. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, like, the paradigm spells, the epic spells, you may cast a permanent spell of equal or lesser mana value from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. Basically, with these paradigms, you just keep getting more and more free spells, which is absolutely amazing. Or how about Shalayan Halar? Again, loving those counters. 3/3 Angel F with Flying and Vigilance for 4 mana in Naya. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, Shalayan Halar deal that much damage to target opponent. Basically, how many creatures do I have? Okay, times 2, that's the damage, because I'm getting that many counters on them, on top of my creatures just becoming even more heavy hitting. Such a solid card, such an amazing card, and again, epic commanders out there can utilize this in very epic ways. Echo Casting Symposium. The next most popular paradigm is one of my favorites. A source for 6 mana in blue. Target player creates a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Yeah, you can do some really weird things with this by giving your opponent's creatures, like, you can go like Zedru if you really want to, be like, hey, yeah, bad gifts again and again and again. Absolutely. Or you can just keep them for yourselves. I mean, Adrix and Ebb Twincaster is a great example of a really good commander for this card. A 2/2 Merfolk Wizard that says, hey, well, first of all, Ward 2. That's nice. If one of our tokens to be created or controlled, twice the many of those tokens are created instead. Now you are doubling up your creature token creation with this, which is absolutely crazy and amazing. Or how about going a different direction? Utilize, well, the legendary rule to your favor. A 5/5 Dragon Spirit for 6 mana, it's Kaiga the Tidestar flying. When it dies, gain control of target creature. Now, all of a sudden, you are able to cast that spell again and again and again, making a copy of Taiga that then dies, and you get its trigger. Basically, every single turn you get to steal an opponent's creature, which is amazing. Hidetsugu and Kairi can also take advantage of this in this way. A 5/4 Ogre Demon Dragon for 5 mana. And this is one where, well, you can also go, hey, you know what? I get a double effect. ETB, draw 3 cards, put 2 cards in your hand on top of your library in any order. A Brainstorm effect for this to be your commander. When it dies, exile top card of your library. Target opponent loses life equal its mana value. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it paying its mana cost. You just basically set the top of your library and then drain your opponents and cast things for free with this amazing card. Yeah, it is such a fun card, such a great card for these epic commanders with these epic effects. Endless Swarm is super straightforward and super fun. A source for 8 mana in total in green. Put a 1/1 green snake creature token into play. Well, for each card in your hand. So yeah, basically, my hand becomes snakes again and again and again. I'm making a massive army throughout the game. And of course, I can utilize them to great effect with something like Shashir the Anointed. Other snakes you control get +2/+2. Whenever a snake you control goes combat play, you may draw a card. Yeah, basically, like, hey, I'm always going to have 7 cards in hand, and also they're going to be 3/3s, and they're going to be swinging at you incessantly. Shisato, Whispering Hunter, another great one as well. Beginning your upkeep, sacrifice a snake. Whenever it deals counter to the player skips their untap step. Hey, being able to just go, okay, I hit, and your untap steps are skipped, and all of a sudden, well, I've got an army of snakes that are ready to go, and I can, well, just keep sacrificing them when I need to keep this in play. Icy Tyrant of Gyre's Strait, just another example of one that can utilize this in a different way. Play additional land each your turns. Whenever a land enters the battlefield control, you may draw a card. Yeah, just basically a commander that can just draw an insane amount of cards. You obviously have some ways, to keep your hand total, like go like maximum, no, it's unlimited hand totals. You can just go like, okay, cool, I've got like 20 cards in my hand. Okay, upkeep, making 20 snakes. Goodbye, opponents. You got a lot of cool ways to utilize this card. A very janky, very amazing epic effect. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Restoration Seminar is such a solid paradigm. A source for 7 mana in white. Turn target non-land permanent card from your graveyard back to the battlefield. Basically, reanimate whatever you need. Again, Arcanum Weaver is a good example of a commander that can really utilize this type of a card. Paying 3 mana in Mardu, tap, sacrifice an enchantment, return target enchantment card from your graveyard back to the battlefield. Basically, a commander that already is incentivized to get big enchantments in the graveyard. You can entomb those. You can actually start reanimating them with this. You can also do that with your new paradigm card. Celeste Rune Knight can get a ton of things in your graveyard. Enters, discard any number of cards and draw that many cards +1. Basically a repeat wheel effect on an ETB without a cast trigger requirement. Amazing. Whenever more of the creatures you control enter, if one or more of them enter from a graveyard, to cast from a graveyard, get a counter each creature you control. So if you do reanimate creatures, get more counters on them. Chorokai Genesis is yet another great commander at getting things into your graveyard. Pay 1 tap, draw 2, discard 1, make a pilot. You can actually crew this thing quite easily. It's got crew 8, and it's an 8/8. Absolutely massive. But yeah, being able to just get whatever you need to into your graveyard and then getting them back out for free on repeat. Restoration Seminar is so much fun. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Never-ending Torment. Super epic, super janky, super amazing. Build around it and prove that this card can just absolutely dominate with the right build. A source for 6 mana in black. Search target player's library for X cards or X the number of cards in your hand. Move them from the game. The player shuffles their library. Basically just getting rid of someone's best cards or the cards that actually make their deck function again and again and again. Can be quite brutal. I mean, first of all, Kagemaru First to Suffer already takes advantage of having a lot of cards. Basically, power times each number of cards in your hand. You can also pay a black mana to sacrifice. All creatures get -X, -X. So after X number of cards in your hand, you're incentivized to have those. Hey, no max hand size cards. You're incentivized to have a ton of cards. You're incentivized to just go, yeah, now let's play that. And all of a sudden, force our opponents to have absolutely nothing to pull from. Obeka Splitter of Seconds got Menace 2/5. When it deals combination to a player, you get an additional upkeep phase after this phase. That many, I should say. So all of a sudden, you're like, okay, yeah, my epic effect happens an insane amount of times because I've got ways to pump this, ways to get it through, and then all of a sudden, I remove players' entire libraries from the game. Infamous Scroll Call can be a very fun, very early one to do this if you hit it. A 3/3 Weasel Mercenary with Menace. Deals combination to player, exiles card to the top of your library to exile a non-land card. You may cast a card or discard a card with paying its mana cost. Basically, just a really janky way to go, okay, super early, like, I mean, as early as, like, turn 2, you could probably do it and go, okay, swing, and all of a sudden, well, I guess this is the game now. I am just removing libraries. Never-ending Torment, such a fun, interesting, unique, and janky card. A challenge build to win with. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. And finally, the biggest challenge in my opinion, Undying Flame. Sorcery for 6 mana in red. Move cards to the top of your library from the game to remove a non-land card. Deals damage to target creature or player equal to that card's converted mana cost. Yeah, basically, let's just start hitting our opponents very hard with our cards. When it comes to cards and commanders that already care about the, big cost cards, Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos. Pay a single black mana, sacrifice creature, scry 2, pay 3 mana in red in total, tap. Exile top card of your library, play that card this turn. When you exile a non-land card this way, deals damage equal to the exile card's mana value to any target. So again, you're already incentivized to get giant things on top of your library with this one. Storm Force of Nature can also really help you with this too. Deals combat to player. The next instant or spell you cast this turn has Storm, so yeah, you can actually get a lot of those Undying Flames going, which can really help too, and some big spells in the deck as well. The 12th Doctor, though, can also help too. The first spell you cast from anywhere in your hand, your turn, each turn has Demonstrate. So yeah, being able to go, okay, yeah, sure, you get a copy of it if you want to, good luck, but I also get a copy of it as well. Yeah, Undying Flames is super janky, super hard to win with, but I challenge you to do it. It is still an epic card. Utilize epic commanders to win with it. And with that, this episode is come to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.